I mean, I would think.
What you're telling me is you guys met at the hospital. You guys talked, but it wasn't what you recall, confrontational from either side.
I mean, I'm trying to, turn my memory back, and I'm trying. I can't even picture the conversation. I mean, I can't even picture the conversation.
Well, let me ask you, I mean, at the hospital, it never got to the point where people were like, hey, everybody go to your own corner type of thing?
I don't think so.
Nothing like that?
I don't think so. I mean, I really don't. I mean, if you say people said that, that's not ringing a bell to me at all. I mean, it's not. I mean, that's not ringing a bell.
Was there a time when you and Sherry were talking and John had to make some you guys relaxing or anything like that? About, ever going to the house and having just this
I'm just. Maybe we could have been. I could have been in the right department. I'm thinking that the hospital thing, that sounds familiar. That I'm never there. I just can't say that I ever. Again, was I there with other people? I don't know. I don't think I ever met her there or him there.
They don't cross reference much the hunch.
I don't think so.
Because she said that she had problems with the other person.
Oh, come over?
Dinner party, Christmas party, or whatever.
Oh, come over?
Yeah, come on over, have a barbecue. Dinner party, Christmas party, whatever.
Jesus, dude. What is that?
There's so many of us that have 10,000 pictures. Okay, I'm a picture nut.
When you were seeing John, would you, I think you would pick up in his car, you go on her car, things of that nature. You guys go out.
Yeah, she said not alright.
I mean,
Year before you drove.
well, I know at one time you drove either at 240.
I cannot let this person.
Any other car makes that.
Fucking hell, man!
And the only reason I say that is because
It doesn't
I made a
stop!
picture of it with him in it.
What kind of car did you have back
What year?
then? Or are you like one of those young cops? Did you? Holy shit! That's a combo! What is What kind of car did you have back then?
What year?
Or are you like one of those young cops that like, oh, I got a paycheck and bought a new car? Or...
No. I only had like a few cars in my whole life.
So what'd you have when you came on the job?
So my first car was a 68 Chevelle.
Like I said, it's the case, we read the notes as far as from Sheriff's friends saying you guys have problems with words. The reason we're asking is you guys have words that occurred.
Uh-oh.
And they've also told us that I can see that at our house and this was at her house during the period of time that her parents.
That's just not sounding familiar at all. I mean, again, if someone says that I was at her house and I had an incident with her,
Yeah?
that just doesn't sound, was John there? Did John say this happened because, and other people were there? I don't recall. I mean, it just doesn't sound, familiar.
And this is an incident where you showed up. You weren't supposed to show up. Things got heated.
At his house?
Nobody buys
Elsa.
know what? I'd have to say I don't remember, because I don't remember. I mean, it doesn't sound familiar.
I mean, would you remember something like that in your life?
Well, I would think, but
Sort of drama involving the other woman.
Was you in a fight with her?
you know, I thought.
Yeah. You been out with her?
No, I don't think so.
You remember that, right?
Yeah, exactly.
You remember shit like this. Come on, not pretty specific.
Yeah, like I said, I mean, obviously, you know, I mean, it
Because
just.
you would say no, you said, I don't remember. If you showed up in a heated argument at somebody's house unannounced, you'd remember, dude.
I mean, what are they saying? So
Maybe
I
no,
fought with
or
her,
yes.
So I mean, I'm getting the jump. Excuse me. They said, okay, I fought with her, so I must have killed her.
This is known in psychology as reductio ad absurdum, or appeal to extremes. It's a form of argument that attempts to disprove a statement by showing that it leads to an absurd or impractical conclusion.
That never worked.
I mean, you know, I don't even know who these people are.
Yeah, it's hard to recover that, I feel like.
That's insane.
Would remember, I mean, if it's any other.
I just feel like, when you say after, on lives outlandish, it's really hard to recover.
Incidents in your life that have occurred, I mean, you recall those, right? I mean,
Well,
like if you of course at work or a car crash, things are involved, you'd be like, yeah,
you would think I would remember. I mean, I would think if it was something like crazy. I can't say how many fights have you gotten into, you know, in your life? You know, I mean, if you at work.
Well, fights at work are kind of
you know,
different because we've all had these disorders or whatever, but
Well,
I
I
mean,
mean, having a lot of those. I mean,
right. But
you know,
if you're actually, you know,
I mean, I played.
like if Dan and I got mad at each other and we threw blows in the squad room, I mean, 20 years later, I would remember it. I mean,
I would think I would
pretty-
remember it, but that's what I'm saying. That's not sounding familiar to me at all.
looking at the notes and people have pointing the finger at you.
Well, I mean, that's not ringing a bell to me. So, you know, I don't know. You know, it's. I don't know what to tell you. I mean, that just sounds crazy to me.
Yeah, so you offhand, you don't recall ever going into her house and having words and
well, at this point, she knows the investigation on her.
No, I mean,
How did she not click at this point?
no,
nothing like that.
no. I mean, no.
Wait, they downplayed the nature of the discussion at first, and she bought it. And now they outright said somebody's pointing a finger at her, which is probably why the discussion is this way, but she's not clicking.
No, not at all.
Well, awesome.
Objective: eliminate all hostile agents.
Yeah?
Oh my god, this fucking guy. Yourself!
Mission objective completion imminent. Mission objective completion imminent.
Some of the, on this case, you know, it occurred in 86, right? Detectives processed the scene, things of that nature. They did fingerprints and all that stuff, you know the standard stuff. You've been doing this longer than I have.
Well, about that. I got 26 years on.
What? 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 What?
Going on 26.
19, so. But, you know, as they processed everything, they did the best they could at that time, and they looked at a lot of people, different things in this case. And you're
I
right.
mean, if you guys are claiming that I'm a suspect, then, you know, I got a problem with, you know, with that. Okay? So, you know, if you're doing this as an interrogation, you're saying, hey, I'm a suspect. Well, now I got a problem with, you know, now you're accusing me of this? Is that what you're saying?
We're trying to figure out what happened, Stephanie.
Well, I'm just saying. You know, I get a lawyer to accuse me of this.
Eliminate all
You know,
possible
You don't have to. I mean, you're of your own free will. I mean,
no, well, I know, but I mean,
you can leave whenever you like.
well, you know, I'm trying to give you some background of, you know, how I knew him. And now you're telling me that somebody's saying that we had this big old fight, and I don't even know what you're talking about. You know, and I don't want to, you know, get in trouble for something that I didn't even do, or you're saying I did something.
Okay, I understand.
I mean, how did you guys like this turned on you?
I understand. No,
No, that's what we're telling you. I mean, you're free to go whenever you want. If this makes you uncomfortable and you want to be,
Well, now you're starting to make me uncomfortable.
the thing is, I mean, they were typically good at that.
Oh, come on now.
But now we're looking at everything else on the case. Nobody has ever worked on the case.
I don't know that or not.
Now, what we'd like to do is, obviously, you know about all the DNA stuff and things of that nature.
Now I'm thinking I probably need to talk to a lawyer. I mean,
What?
I know how this stuff works, okay? Don't get me wrong, you're right, I have been doing this a long time. And I wish I had been recording this because now it sounds like, there's, you're saying these people saying I'm fighting with her, and now it sounds like you're trying to,
Oh, about
I've been
that.
doing this a long time,
We know.
okay? And now it almost sounds like you're trying to pin something on me. Now I got that sense.
What it is, so on these cases, our job is to find.
I can't believe it.
So if we ask someone, give us a DNA sample, people swab.
Yeah, we should probably record this.
Fire living engine.
Because I know this,
That's what we're into. I mean, because right now, looking at the evidence, it's possible we may have DNA implications.
that's right.
And we're going to do what we can to try to put this thing together. And our names in the book, people are pointing for whatever reason.
Oh, why? That's absolutely crazy.
And it's irresponsible on our part not to look at it.
I know. I mean, I got to do your job, and I guess I'm gonna have to contact somebody. So,
That's fair.
I mean, because I know how this stuff works. I just can't believe it.
That's right. We understand that. I mean, if we were in your position, I mean, we would feel the same way.
I mean, I'm shocked.
Gee whiz.
Somebody would be funny saying that I did it. I mean, we had a fight, so I wouldn't have killed her. I mean, come on. That's
That's crazy. Right?
thanks for giving me this.
Gee whiz.
Mission objective completion imminent.
Yeah, bitch ass.
Oh. People were afraid I was contagious. I felt gross.
It was kind of a shock after I started Cosentyx. 4 years clear.
Real people with psoriasis look and feel better with Cosentyx.
This is absolutely crazy.
Let's see.
This is insane.
Okay. Give me 1 second.
Wait, is she handcuffed now?
Okay. Stephanie, you have the right to remain silent.
Oh my god.
You say may be used against you in court. You understand? Yes. You have the right to the presence of an attorney before and during any question. You understand? You cannot afford an attorney who will be appointed for you to charge you before any question if you want. Do you understand? You want to talk to us right now?
No.
Okay.
This is crazy. This is absolutely. I'm like in shock. I'm totally in shock.
No, you're in shackles.
We are back on the record in People versus Lazarus. Shortly before noon, the jury announced they have a verdict. We will take the verdict at this time.
People of the state of California versus Stephanie Eileen Lazarus. Case number BA 357423. We, the jury, in the above entitled action, find the defendant, Stephanie Eileen Lazarus, guilty of the crime of murder of Sherry Rasmussen in violation of Penal Code Section 187A, a felony, as charged in count 1 of the information. We further find the murder was of the first degree.
Your Honor, I'm John Button. Thank you for the opportunity to speak during this hearing. There are really no words that can describe the loss of Sherry and the whole of this experience, so it makes no sense to talk very long. It suffices to say that the Rasmussen family, my family, and Stephanie's family have been thrust into a bizarre world of disbelief and indescribable sadness. Sherry Rasmussen had a profound impact on so many people. I was proud that she agreed to be my wife. It was impossible not to know when she entered the room. To me, her physical presence was stunning. I can clearly remember the first moment I laid eyes on her. Sherry Rasmussen was a physical presence, and my heart still races when I look at pictures of her. was extraordinary, more for who she was than the way she looked. She was a hard worker, a consummate professional, a leader, a diplomat, forgiving, tough, and a kid at heart. Sherry's loss, the way she died, and the trial 25 years after her death has had a profound impact on many, many others. The effects are broad and span a generation, creating pain for those whose lives should have never been touched by this tragic event.
Guys, stop saying like stuff like but you see it on guys, stop linking things that are at a certain bar and then linking it to fucking murder and whatnot. Stop doing that. I never watch videos when you guys do this shit. Where it's saying, oh, but the parents were racist or they didn't. Yeah, but then somebody gets murdered. Somebody dies. Like, what can you guys get this separation? The two things that I don't get that. What's the one guy?
Stephanie Lazarus was sentenced to 27 years to life for the murder of Sherry Rasmussen. She is currently being held inside the maximum security unit of the Central California Women's Facility.
Wait, 27. It looks like it. Ah! What the fuck? What the fuck was that?
The DQ Chicken Strip Basket and Rotisserie Style Chicken Bites Basket. Both with 100% all-white meat chicken. Means you've got chicken choices. Because sometimes you want crispy, and sometimes you want unbreaded. Or you thought you wanted unbreaded, but maybe you want crispy. Then you thought you wanted crispy, but maybe you want unbreaded. Either way, you always win.
A little bit of discretion is advised of me. Like I always say when I watch videos, I don't mind saying I'm being personal about this, but I think I'm gonna do it, so I still do. I'm gonna do those videos where these present the disgusting, evil people that did really bad things, regardless, and they show the mind of killers and whatnot. And it presents a dark concept that you might not want to know about. So before it happens, I'm telling you ahead of time. Skip the whole 4 minutes. Okay, we'll just go 4:20, and then we're gonna skip the whole thing.
In the year 1980, on Wednesday the 9th of July at exactly 11:54 p.m., a little girl named Jodi Ann Arias was born in the city of Salinas, California, and completely unbeknownst to her doting parents, was destined to become one of the most infamous people in the United States of America. Sequences, and despite what her defense team would later want you to believe, there's virtually nothing in Jodi's childhood that could be linked as a contributing factor to what she would eventually be capable of. The only thing worth mentioning was that she dropped out of high school in the 11th grade to pursue a career in photography, but it went nowhere, so she began working at a hotel restaurant, which became her occupation for the next 8 years. In February of 2006, Rafe pursued a career in photography, but it went nowhere, so she began working at a hotel restaurant, which became her occupation for the next 8 years. In February of 2006, at 26 years of age, she began a new job as a salesperson for a network marketing company called Prepaid Legal, and it was through this occupation where she crossed paths with fellow sales representative Travis Alexander, a 28-year-old practicing Mormon from Arizona, who also worked part-time as a motivational speaker.
When you get someone to the briefing, they say no, that counts. When you get someone fully exposed and they say no, that counts. Every every time you get one of those, cross one off the list. By the time the 100th one's crossed off the list, you won't be able to spend it all.
He was a very charismatic young man, which immediately caught Jody's attention. They met at a business conference in September of 2006 and began a curious relationship from that point forward. To cut a long story short, Jody was in love, and Travis was not. They broke up after just 5 months, but soon after the split, Jody moved from her grandparents' home in Rodriguez, California, to an apartment just 2 blocks from Travis's house in Mesa, Arizona. She was at that moment labeled as Dr. X by all of Travis's friends, and although Travis agreed, he would continue having sex with her out of pure convenience. She would show up unannounced on countless occasions, sometimes in the middle of the night, and Travis would let her in every time. It became somewhat of a routine, and a dysfunctional situation that neither were happy with. Travis, although he enjoyed the sex, essentially wanted her out of his life, while Jody desperately wanted a serious relationship. Going through a myriad of entries in the diary, she firmly held on to the belief that they were meant to be together. In late May of 2008, however, she would ultimately have a change of heart. Travis had a work retreat planned in Cancun, Mexico for July 10th. It was all paid for by his family and allowed him to take a friend with him. Jody knew about this and believed, or at the very least hoped, that she would be able to go. Yet in the last week of May, it became known that Travis was taking another woman instead. A girl by the name of Amy Hall, someone that Travis had been romantically interested in for some time. When Jody found out, it would be safe to assume that she was heartbroken. It would be even safer to assume that she was absolutely enraged. And the collective opinion is that a specific thought process began to emerge in her mind. One that forged a psychological justification for a certain decision. On June 4, 2008, 6 days before Travis was set to leave for Mexico, Jody would once more show up unannounced. All we know for sure is that they had sex and took explicit pictures of each other using Travis's new camera. At roughly 5 p.m., Travis would get in the shower and Jody would begin taking pictures of him using the same camera. Then, moments after this picture was taken, Jody would stab Travis a total of 27 times. She would also cut his throat and shoot him in the face. During the onslaught, Travis's camera took 2 accidental photographs. The first was taken as Jody dropped it during the onset of the attack. The second was taken as she kicked it by mistake while moving Travis's body. It showed Jody's foot and a fatally wounded or deceased Travis. The amount of time that passed for the 2 photographs was 62 seconds. Jody then spent an estimated 45 minutes cleaning down the blood on the ground to make sure none of her DNA was left behind. This included wiping down the victim's body with a cup of water and a cloth. She also deleted the pictures of Travis before throwing it in the washing machine. She would then drive back out into the desert and leave Travis a voicemail for the purpose of placing herself away from the crime scene and giving herself an alibi.
Get away with our best deals for this season at the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. With new cars arriving daily, it's the perfect time to get a Hyundai. Get 0% APR financing or 0 payments for 90 days on select vehicles during the final days of the Getaway Sales Event.
Jody would then drive to another man's house in Utah by the name of Ryan Burns and stay all night. He would later testify that nothing seemed off about Jody's behavior, only that they kissed and engaged in sexual intercourse. Travis's body was discovered by Mimi and her friends 5 days later, the day before they were supposed to leave together.
How long were you there before you get in the house? Just, a couple of minutes. I banged on the door over and over again. Nobody answered. I was scared that something might be happening to him because I knew that he had a stalker. Travis's friend on the phone suggested that we go in through the garage and look for him in the house. And then as soon as they said that they saw blood, that there's blood everywhere, I stopped looking. And instead he said
death broke the following day. Jody called the police and offered to help with the investigation. She was then transferred to the lead detective, Esteban Flores, of the Mesa Police Department. The most notable detail of the phone call was that Jody agreed to provide a sample of her DNA. Over the following month, forensics were able to uncover the deleted photos from Travis's camera. Despite her best efforts, discovered Jody's DNA all over the crime scene. During this time, oblivious to the evidence that was building against her, Jody would post multiple pictures of her and Travis on Facebook, alongside emotional messages to Travis himself. She even sent his family flowers and a letter expressing her grief over his death. The Mesa Police Department launched her case on July 15th, 41 days after the murder. Detective Flores would be the one to conduct her interrogation. She was present with her one-phone phone and was present when she was fingerprinted and swabbed for DNA. The Siskiyou County Police arrested Jody at her grandparents' house at 7:35 a.m. and only said they had a warrant for her arrest without giving further information. She was placed in handcuffs and didn't once ask what she was being arrested for in the 6-minute drive to the local police station. What makes Jodi Arias stand out among the many cases in the realm of true crime is the manner in which she attempts to navigate the system. She seems to believe that if she presents herself in a certain way and adopts a very specific character with very specific traits, it will give her the best chance at evading the consequences of her actions. In her mind, this character is a soft-spoken, sweet-natured, God-fearing individual, yet to everyone else is quite possibly the most universally annoying person to ever abide in the history of existence.
They're
Mission objective approaching.
In the next moment, Jody will hear Detective Flores approaching the room. She will then abruptly place her head on the table to make it appear as if she's sleeping. She will now notice the detective has instead walked past the room and then revert back to her regular sitting position. For whatever reason, Jody wants to appear as if she's in a far calmer state than she actually is. She wants the detective to believe that she's relaxed enough to doze off, when she is in fact extremely alert and anticipating his arrival. She places her head back on the table to feign a placid state once more, and you'll notice her left shoulder hovers in what looks like a very uncomfortable position for just over a minute. She then hears...
Also get your statements.
Okay.